Hello children, welcome back to my talks, and here I am with biology standard level 2. Excuse me. So children, today I am going to start with chapter 4, that is animal kingdom. And till now, if you remember, when we did classifications, we have done the basis of classification, 2 kingdom, that is plant and animal, and then after that 5 kingdom classification, okay, and in that we have come to animal kingdom. Okay, so in this particular chapter we are going to deal with certain levels, certain basis of classification. Okay, and there are about 6 bases of classification in this animal kingdom, and I'm going to deal with all this. You can say, in other words, that this is just the introduction to all the different classes of animals which we are going to study further in this particular chapter. It is based upon that. So if this is clear, you will be able to understand the whole classification in animals. Okay, so the first one, let me begin with, okay, it comes to levels of organization. Now when it comes to levels of organization, the first one is cellular level. Cellular level, it means not unicellular organisms. It is that many cells together, okay, accumulated together. They do not form tissues, but they are all cells and they carry out the function of the organism. Okay, and the examples, normally that accumulation of cells that is found in poriferans, that is sponges. Okay, then we have the tissue level organization. Okay, similar kind of tissues, you can say, maybe similar in terms of structure, in terms of function, okay, performing under one kind of tissue. Okay, so that tissue, that is tissue level of organization. So that tissue level of organization, these are the simplest basis of organizations. Okay, so cellular is found in sponges. Okay, tissue level organization is normally found in coelentrates. Okay, and then when we come to organ level of organization, that tissues, okay, the cells and tissues, they combine together and they start forming the organs for performing different functions. Okay, and that is found in platyhelminthes, the flatworms. Okay, and after that we have the organ system level of organization, which we see in all our bodies. So after platyhelminthes is Annelida, Echinodermata, okay, and all the others, okay, the chordatas, the mollusks, all these come under the organ system level of organization. Okay, and if you remember in 9th standard, I hope you must have studied, okay, cells, tissues, organ system, and then the organism. These were the different levels of organization. So as we move from simple to complex organisms, this also keeps varying. So this is levels of organization. After that, we also have the open system and closed system of organization. Now what is open type? What is open type? Okay, open is when all the different organs or all the different cells or tissues, whatever it is bathing in the blood. Okay, the blood does not flow through certain, you can say, vessels, either veins or arteries. They do not have structures like that. It means all the organs will be bathing into that blood. That is known as open circulatory system. Got it? And closed circulatory system is found in those organisms who have a certain vessels to carry the blood, okay, from the heart to different parts of the body. And the opposite way also. Okay, so when the blood flows through arteries or veins, comes into closed system of circulation or closed type of circulatory system. Then we come to symmetry. Now what do you understand by symmetry? Okay, division of the body part. So again here we have 3. Asymmetry, in which in any form the body cannot be divided into 2. Okay, bisymmetry, in which the body from the center if a cut is made, okay, the body is divided into 2 parts, and that is annelids. The examples are, you can say, the annelids and the arthropods comes into that. Okay, and then we have the radial symmetry. मतलब कोई भी line जो center से pass होगा, okay, from the center line, okay, that will divide the organism into 2 equal halves. So there comes the echinoderms, that is the starfish and all. Okay, the coelentrates also come into that. So the examples: radial, okay, any line passing through the center from any place divides the body into two, that is radial symmetry. Bi, only one line which passes through the center divides into two, that is bi, and asymmetry in which the body cannot be divided. Then comes the diploblastic and triploblastic. Now children, when actually the organization starts, when the fetus starts, okay, if you remember, or I don't know whether you remember or not, okay, but when the male gamete and the female gamete fuse, it is zygote is formed. That is two-celled structure, isn't it? So that two-cell structure again multiplies, okay, and it forms germ layers. It forms germ layers. Like even when the human fetus, when the human baby grows inside the mother, so it's not the baby starts growing all of a sudden. होता क्या है कि वो zygote धीरे धीरे मल्टीप्लाई होता है और वो germ layers फॉर्म होते हैं, मतलब डिफरेंट लेयर्स में फॉर्म होता है और उसके बाद वो लेयर्स डिफरेंट ऑर्गन्स और ऑर्गेनेल्स को बर्थ देता है. Okay, so they are the ones which give birth to different organs and organ systems. So in some of the organisms, in the simplest organisms, okay, they are diploblastic, in which they have one outer layer, that is ectoderm, and the inner layer, which is endoderm. Children, please hear: ectoderm, E-C-T-O-D-E-R-M, ectoderm, and inner layer, which is known as endoderm, E-N-D-O-D-E-R-M. Okay, so diploblastic, in which only two layers are formed, ectoderm and endoderm. While in triploblastic, three layers are there. Okay, ectoderm, endoderm, and mesoderm. Means there is a layer which is known as mesoderm, which lies between the outer layer ectoderm and the inner layer endoderm. So this is diploblastic and triploblastic. Okay, and ectoderm gives rise to certain outer body organelles, okay, the skin and all, while mesoderm gives rise to the innermost and endoderm to the innermost. Okay, then we come to the coelom. Coelom is the body cavity. Okay, that is also a level of classification. Now there are organisms who have got body cavity, hollow body cavities present in their body, and they are known as coelomate organisms. And the examples come: mollusks. Snails देखा होगा ना, वो शंख वाला कीड़ा, so that comes into mollusks. Mollusks और arthropods, सारे कीड़े मकोड़े जो हैं वो arthropods में आते हैं. So they come into this coelomate incidents. Then it comes pseudocoelomates. Now pseudocoelomates में Aschelmanthus आएगा और इसमें होता क्या है that body normally coelomate में the body cavity जो है that is lined by mesoderm, और यहाँ पे acoelomate में नहीं होगा, the pouches, the mesoderm is found in pouches. Okay, so that is found as pseudocoelomates. मतलब वहाँ पे cavity नहीं होगा, cavity pouches के form में होगा. ठीक है, छोटा छोटा hollows होंगे. Okay, and that is known as pseudocoelomate. And after that we come to acoelomate. Acoelomate are those organisms जिसमें बिल्कुल भी कोई सीलम होगा ही नहीं, कोई कैविटी नहीं होगी, वो platyhelminthes में, that is flatworms. ठीक है. Then we come to segmentation. Now segmentation आपने earthworm में देखा होगा. Earthworm earthworm suppose ऐसा होता है, okay, उसकी body बिल्कुल इस तरह का segmentation. This is known as segmentation. So this segmentation, metameric segmentation, when many segments are present. Okay, so depending upon that, okay, the classification is also based upon the segmented body. Okay, segmentation. The body is not segmented, the body is segmented. And the last of all, we come to notochord. Okay, now this notochord is normally the origin of backbone, you can say. Okay, and this is again derived from the mesoderm. Remember, ectoderm, the outermost, endoderm, inner, and mesoderm was the center. So it is the mesoderm which is the originator of this notochord. That gives birth to the notochord. Okay, and the notochord is normally formed in chordates. All the chordates will have this notochord, while all the non-chordates, that is Porifera, Echinodermata, all those classes, okay, they do not possess notochord because backbone is not required for them. The notochord is not required for them. So these are the 6 levels of classification. or whatever the other ones, if we start studying the porifera, coelentrates and all that, okay, you can say the explanation is based upon these classification. The words will be used the same. Diploblastic, they may say that this particular organism is diploblastic. So you should know what is diploblastic. तो यहाँ पे आपको समझ में आ गया diploblastic. Even I am going to say diploblastic. Diploblastic, here you have to have it very clear. यानी ectoderm और endoderm की वर्ड पता है. अगर आपको बोलेगा metameric segmentation, okay, the particular organism has got metameric segmentation. It means body is divided into many segments. Yeah, it is chordates. So it should come to your mind that it possesses notochord. Okay, so this is what today I had to tell you, children. The next class will take the first organisms. Let me see what is there for your text. Yes, the first phylum we will take, that is Porifera. Got it? And not only Porifera, I feel it is small one, we'll take 2-3 together. Okay, so first make your concepts clear, go through your textbook, read this. Okay, children, hope you have understood. Thank you for watching. If not subscribed, I know many of you have not still subscribed the channel, because even when I post these, they are there in my channel, but I don't see that you have seen. Okay, and if you have subscribed, you will get the notice that yes, the post is there. So you don't have to go along with me, you can always see it over there. Goes with for English as well as for bio. Okay, all the chapters are there. I'm making it and putting it over there. You get the notification if you have subscribed. So do subscribe the channel. Okay, and all those who have subscribed, again thank you for subscribing, and do share it and leave a big thumbs up. Thank you.